Yeah.
All right, hello, my name is Esteban Salazar, and this is my persuasive speech, Is Climate Change and Global Warming Eating Us Alive? This is my audience, and this is my sister, Kimberly, who couldn't be here tonight. Climate change and global warming, a very controversial topic in which it divides a great portion of our country. Some think that it is mankind which has been killing and continuing to destroy our planet Earth, while many others believe it's just this big hoax and is a myth that has been spreading through humans like a wildfire. And sorry to crush whatever your opinion is, but climate change and global warming is in fact a real and crucial epidemic in which we must all take immediate action in. To think it is not real is simply inhumane and complete ignorance to all of the species and life on Earth. Climate change affects our sea level, weather patterns, biodiversity in our ecosystems, our atmosphere, marine life, mankind, consumable water. The list is literally endless. The only way to allow our future generation to live a peaceful life without having to think where their next glass of water is going to be coming from, or going outside and getting an immediate sunburn or rash from the harsh conditions of the sun, is to make drastic changes in the way we all live our day-to-day lives. And by no means will this be an easy task, but it will indeed be a literal life-saving one. There are so many little things we don't take time to think that really contribute to climate change and global warming in our day-to-day lives. Such as when we are on our way to school or work, and our car engines are emitting cancerous carbon emissions into our atmosphere. Or when we go through the Starbucks drive-thru before work and get a straw with our morning lattes, which will most likely end up in some shape or form killing off marine life in the ocean. So many little things in which has brought us into the hellhole in which we are currently facing. According to an article published by the Washington Post on January 2019 by journalist and climate change activists Peter Buckland and Brandy Robinson, called Set Local Emission Goals, they stated that the world has until 2030 to implement rapid and far-reaching changes to our energy, infrastructure, and industrial systems to avoid a 2 degrees Celsius of warming, which will be catastrophic to our world. This fact alone should be enough for our national government to be making changes to our activities in our day-to-day lives, which are significantly contributing to such events. Something as simple as implementing a national ban on all plastic straws and on all non-biodegradable utensils, which are very harmful to our ecosystems, will be more than a great start. In November of 2016, the United Nations entered into force the National Paris Agreement Act, which consists of parties or countries known to contribute to a combined 55% of all greenhouse gases and carbon emissions released into our atmosphere every single year. Their main goal is to not have the national global temperature exceed a 2 degrees Celsius increase by the end of our century. Their logic behind this is that they're right track, but they need to be more demanding and persistent on truly meeting their goals. For example, instead of showing statistics and data every 5 years, they need to change it to a yearly meeting. An article called Climate Summit and published by the United Nations on December of 2018 said, there is still time to tackle climate change, but it will require an unprecedented effort from all sectors of our society. On June 1st of 2017, President Donald Trump made the atrocious decision of withdrawing the United States from the Paris Agreement Act, which was a major setback for everyone involved in all of the progress which was made in such little time. It was an extremely incomprehensible decision which left millions of Americans and people worldwide speechless and in distraught. A perfect example to use and to emphasize just how unnatural and unusual climate change is becoming is the recent polar vortex which invaded the northeastern part of the United States in early January, giving them Arctic-like temperatures and up to 70 degrees below zero weather. Climate change and global warming contributes to a record-breaking high and low temperatures. While Chicago was going through negative 70-degree weather, Australia was also experiencing plus 120 degrees Fahrenheit. These phenomena are just a tiny percent to such a major life-threatening issue in which we basically have little to no time in trying to fix. Right now, in 2019, People in China have to wear masks due to the smog and carbon levels in their atmosphere. People's tires in India are melting while driving due to the excruciating heat. People in southern Miami are experiencing drastic sea level rises, which are destroying their homes. People a couple miles south of Key West had to witness the death of coral reefs, which give life to marine creatures and species. People in Florida are losing all of their belongings and leaving their life because of never before seen Category 4 and Category 5 hurricanes. People in Africa are having to wait for consumable water as they are going through severe droughts and months without no rain. We have to start changing things in our day-to-day life. We no longer have no other option. We can't keep seeing species go extinct and not do anything about it. We can't keep seeing all these problems and not do anything about it. We have to be humans and come together as humans. And together we can and we must fix and clean up the mess we have made before it is too late.